In this video, we are going to do importance of air for all living things. Here, we will do few uses of air. Very first use of air is air act as medium for propagation of sound. That is, sound travel through air. Propagation means travel. Sound travel through air. Next, we have air helps to dry up wet clothes. That is, water in wet clothes is evaporated by air. So air helps to dry up wet clothes. Now air plays important role in water cycle, again by evaporation. Due to the presence of air, bird and insect flies, we know. Air helps in pollination of flowers and dispersal of seeds. Now pollination of flowers is process of transferring pollen from male part of the plant to the female part. That is, pollination of flowers is process of transferring pollen from male part to female part. So air helps in pollination of flowers and dispersal of seeds. Now windmills. Windmills are the mills used to prepare electricity from wind. So these windmills move due to the movement of air. That is, we require air for their movement. Next, air is filled in tires of vehicles for smoother movement. That is, all tires of our vehicles are filled with air just for their smoother movement. Now, next point is essential elements for plants. That is, next we are going to do essential elements for plants. So now, very first essential element for plants is nitrogen. Nitrogen is essential for growth and reproduction in both plants as well as animals. So nitrogen is essential element for growth and reproduction in plants as well as animals, and this nitrogen is found or present in amino acids, and these amino acids make up proteins in nucleic acids. That is, many amino acids join together and make up proteins. Now these proteins are actually important for growth and development. These proteins are actually important for growth and development in both plants as well as animals. So here we have same point, that is, proteins are essential for growth and development. And as we know, proteins are made up of nitrogen. So plants and animals can't use nitrogen directly from air. So for this we have one bacteria, that is nitrogen fixing bacteria. Nitrogen fixing bacteria present in soil. So this bacteria in soil take up nitrogen from air and again combine it with air to form nitrates. That is, nitrogen fixing bacteria take up nitrogen from air and combine it with air and form nitrates. Now these nitrates are absorbed by plant roots. These nitrates formed in soil by nitrogen fixing bacteria are absorbed by plant roots, and plant roots then convert them into plant proteins. And these plant proteins then play important role for their growth as well as their development. Now in case of animals, what happen? Animals take up these proteins from plants by eating them. That is, animals eat plants and they get these proteins for their development and their growth. Next we have carbon dioxide as essential element. For this we will do photosynthesis. Now photosynthesis is process by which green plants prepare their food. That is, green plants make their food by process of photosynthesis, and for this they require carbon dioxide and water. Now carbon dioxide they get from air. From where? From air. and water they get from soil. Now, this carbon dioxide and water combine together in the presence of sunlight. Combine together in the presence of sunlight and prepare food for plants. Now, at the same time oxygen is released. That is, carbon dioxide and water combine together in the presence of sunlight and form food for plants, and oxygen is released into the air. Now, this sunlight is acting as energy source for the whole process. This sunlight is acting as energy for the photosynthesis process. Now, this energy is trapped by chlorophyll. This chlorophyll is present in the leaves. So, we can say sunlight acts as energy for the whole process of photosynthesis, and this sunlight or this energy is trapped by chlorophyll present in the leaves of plants. So in this way we have process of photosynthesis. This process is again explained over here. That is, plants make food by combining water and carbon dioxide. This needs energy which comes from sunlight. This energy is trapped by chlorophyll, green colored substance present in leaves. The food which is made contains some of the energy. That is, the food which is prepared from water and carbon dioxide in the presence of sunlight contains some energy. Now this energy is in the form of glucose. That is, glucose is energy rich. So here we have same reaction, that is carbon dioxide plus water, that is carbon dioxide and water combine together in the presence of sunlight and form glucose, that is energy for plants, and oxygen as a waste product. So we can say plants release oxygen in the process of photosynthesis. Now, what happened during night? So at night, when sun is not there, process of photosynthesis does not occur. So plants get oxygen for respiration from air. When sun is not there, plants get oxygen for respiration from the air, and this oxygen is diffuses into plants by or through lenticels. That is, lenticels are the tiny pores in stem of plants. So at night when sun is not there, process of photosynthesis is not possible, so respiration is there. And in respiration, plants get oxygen from the atmosphere, and this oxygen diffuses into the plants through lenticels, that is pores in stem of the plant. Now, plants living on land get air from the atmosphere. We already know. What about the aquatic plants? Aquatic plants are the plants in water. So these aquatic plants use the air dissolved in water. For both respiration as well as photosynthesis. Respiration is only during night when sun is not there in case of plants. So next topic we have respiration. Underline the process of breakdown of food by oxygen to release energy. Process of breakdown of food by oxygen to release energy is known as respiration. So here we have little reaction, that is glucose or food. Glucose is also known as food. Glucose when combined with oxygen, that is glucose plus oxygen. Glucose when combined with oxygen, energy is released. And at the same time water is also obtained. Now carbon dioxide is also released as waste product. So here we have 2 points to note. The very first point is waste product during photosynthesis is oxygen, and waste product during respiration is carbon dioxide. So this is all about respiration. Again we have same point over here, that is carbon dioxide is produced as waste product in respiration and oxygen is produced as byproduct or waste product during photosynthesis. Next we have inhaled and exhaled air. Now inhaled, in means inside, exhaled, ex means exit, exit means out. So inhaled air, the air we breathe in is known as inhaled air. What is inhaled air? The air we breathe in or air we take in is known as inhaled air. Now the air we breathe out, that is air we breathe out or air we give out, is known as exhaled air. Now the process of taking air in and out, process of taking air in and out is known as breathing. What is breathing? Please underline. The process of taking air in and out is known as breathing. Now here we have composition of different components in inhaled air and exhaled air. For example, oxygen in inhaled air is present as 20.9% and in exhaled air it is 17%. Similarly, carbon dioxide in inhaled air is 0.034% and in exhaled air it is 4%. Nitrogen 78.1% and same in exhaled air 78.1%. Water vapor variable, that is not constant, may vary, may be high or may be low sometime. Exhaled air always high. In exhaled air we have always high water vapor. Now this point is very important. That is composition of water vapor in exhaled air is always high. So regarding this we have same point over here in more to know. That is there is difference in the composition of inhaled and exhaled air. For example, the exhaled air is more moist than inhaled air. That is in exhaled air we have more moisture. In exhaled air we have more moisture as compared to inhaled air. For this you can breathe on your hand for this and see your hand gets wet. So this is because of presence of moisture in exhaled air. Next is smoke. Bit about smoke we already have done. So again, smoke consists of finely divided solid and liquid particles. That is, smoke consists of solid and liquid particles suspended in gas. Now, this smoke is produced by burning of fuels. And during this burning, smoke is produced and this smoke contains particles of carbon. These particles of carbon are present in smoke. Now, this smoke can harm the lungs, blacken buildings, corrode metal, damage vegetation, causing serious economic losses. We know. Now, next we are going to do some questions. So, our first question is, what are the main components of air? Also write down composition of air by volume. So this question we already have done at page number 97, I think. At page number 97 over there. So composition of air is nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, all that we have done. Next question is, what happens when carbon dioxide is passed through lime water? We know lime water turns milky. Next question is, how can you show that air contains oxygen? For this, we already have again done activity at page number, oxygen at page number, yes, 100, at page number 100 over here, to show the presence of oxygen in air. Now, next question you have to do by yourself. That is, what happens to you if you don't breathe in? This question you have to done by yourself.